If you found the Gentleman's Brotherhood, perhaps you agree with me that manners are not as common as they once were. And if you're a man of action, maybe you want to see change happen. But where do you even start? If you really want to make a change in society, what can you do? I like to think of change in society as the ripples in a pond when you throw a rock at it. They begin just by a single point, but they continue expanding. Meaning that just a little bit of a change can have a great impact on the entire society. That change begins with you. You can't change society by yourself. But yes, the one thing you are in control of is yourself. You see, when you make a decision to start changing the way you behave, then you start that chain reaction, like the ripples on that lake. They begin in one point. It's just you. The little changes you make start making a difference in the people that surround you. That's when real change starts to happen. Because when you start changing yourself, you start making adjustments to the way you behave, the way you treat people, then the people around you notice. Those ever-expanding circles become your family. Your behavior now affects your family directly. Then, perhaps your community. Then, society as a whole. You see, it's an ever-expanding ripple effect. But it starts with you. Getting frustrated by not seeing the change happen in society at once is not going to do anything for you. It's not going to do anything for anybody. Today I want to share 3 things with you that can help you begin that ripple effect. Number 1, look inside. Being introspective is the number 1 thing you can do to make any change happen in the world. Because you are the only person you are in control of. Your behavior, your reactions, everything that has to do with you, you're the one person that has control over it. So looking inside yourself gives you the opportunity to know who you are, to know what are the things that really motivate you, what are the things that upset you, what are the things that you're doing that you recognize are not right. And looking inside yourself, you can make a genuine assessment. You can make an honest assessment of the things that are good and the things that are bad. In the process of looking inside, I would recommend doing a concrete action. Perhaps writing a list. By looking inside of yourself, you can take inventory of those things that motivate you and the things that upset you, or the things that make you happy and the things that make you angry. Start a list, because that's when you can then visually have inventory or have a good understanding of those things. Change has to start somewhere. It might as well start one step at a time. Of the list that you compile, of the things that you recognize that you could improve upon, pick one. You don't have to be harsh on yourself. You need to just be honest. And don't beat yourself up about it, because I'm not perfect, you're not perfect, nobody we know is perfect. But it's this effort to move towards perfection. That's what sets a gentleman apart. And picking that one thing you can change is that positive step in the right direction to make real lasting change. Number 2, look outside. After you've been introspective, you've looked inside yourself and found what you think are areas of improvement for yourself, now it's time for you to look outside. Reach out to somebody you trust. Reach out to someone you love and respect, or someone who loves and respects you. This is a good way for you to find an honest assessment from an outside perspective. There might be things you are doing that you don't consider to be negative, or you don't consider them to have a negative impact on the people that surround you. But what better way to find out than by asking? When you go outside yourself and speak to somebody and ask them for their opinion, let them know what you're trying to do. Let them know that you want to be critical about yourself, not in a negative way, but in a way that helps you understand the flaws or the areas of improvement that you have. These people, if they really respect you, if they really love you, they will understand and try to help you as best as possible. You can imagine, though, that some people might be a little reluctant to be open in their feedback. Be kind to them. Be understanding that it's not a very easy thing to do, to tell someone to their face what their flaws are. Even if you don't agree with their assessment, that is not the moment to address it. Whatever the person tells you, just take it in, write it down, and in your moment of solitude, in a moment in which you could be honest and calm and introspective again, try to see, is there any validity to their claim? After all, you're the one asking for help, and they're trying to give it to you. So here you give them an opportunity to really be effective in your life. Another way to look outside for understanding of the areas in which you could be a better gentleman is to think of the times in which other people have been very upset at you. Have you been in a situation where someone is completely angry at you, disappointed in you? Try to think of what caused that. Was that something of which you had control? Is that something that you could have avoided if you had a little bit more tact or a little bit more compassion, more empathy, more sympathy? That is one way in which you can look outside of yourself. See the impact you've had on other people, and that will give you an opportunity to see the things you might have done to bring about this negative reaction. And number 3, now that you have been introspective and you have reached outside of yourself, it's time to make a plan of action. Take what you've learned from looking inside yourself and take what you've learned from looking outside yourself and prioritize. This is the most important component, because just knowing what needs improvement is not enough. Having a concrete plan of action, that's what's going to allow you to take concrete steps, firm steps in the right direction of being a better gentleman. How do you do this? Look at the list. Which one is being the most negative, or the one that has the biggest impact in the people that surround you, or it has the biggest negative impact in your own life? Now that you have gathered all the items and you've looked at everyone and assigned a level of importance to them, now you can take concrete action with them. Let's say, for example, the number one thing that is having a negative impact in your life and the life of the people around you is your anger management. If you easily fly off the handle, get angry out of little things, it's important that now you focus on tackling that one thing. Now you can look at what is making you angry. Why are you losing your temper? If you identify what the root cause of these things are, whether it is a lack of rest, whether it's bad nutrition, whether it is allowing yourself to deal with things or procrastinate with things and not deal with them at the moment, finding what the root cause is of this anger or this explosive reaction to things now will give you an indication of what you need to do. What's the new course of action? On a later video, I'm going to deal with each one of these things that I find specifically. For example, I'll take the anger management component and I will give you tips of how to minimize your reaction, how to have more control, be more temperate in the face of a challenge. Here in the Gentleman's Brotherhood, I want to provide things of value to you. As I discover things in my own life and in the life of the people around me, I'll derive all the lessons necessary to help you join me in this journey to become a better gentleman, to improve with every step. The steps necessary for us to become better gentlemen, most of them we already know. It's just a matter of being honest with ourselves and setting a course of action to really make those happen. Another way in which you can help bring the efforts of the Gentleman's Brotherhood to our society is by sharing this content. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any of our future videos, but also if you find someone in your life who needs this kind of advice, who needs to become a better gentleman, or someone who could use this information, make sure to share this with them. As always, thank you for watching, and join me again next time as we continue to rediscover the lost art of the gentleman.